at least 2 megabytes a second.
Excellent.
All right, so we're here. Here we are. All right, so we're here. Here we are.
Wow.
We're here. All right.
This is unreal.
Right. Hello, everybody. Hello, me and you, Patrick.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going, everybody? If you don't know, my name is Patrick, and who are you?
I am David, but some people call me David.
Ah, that's quite a variety right there. So we are on live right now, and it's great to be here. You know, the last time that we did this, man, it's been a while. I mean, it's been gosh, how long has it been since the last time we did this?
It has been exactly since New Year's Eve of this year.
New Year's Eve. See, that's been crazy.
Yeah, so almost 2 months ago, but that was the beta episode.
Yeah, we've had to kind of get our ducks in a row to make sure that everything's been working smoothly and whatnot. And, you know, we just want to say, you know, for you guys who are watching us or you're listening to us or whatever, really appreciate you guys just all tuning in and whatnot. It's super awesome.
Yeah,
super
ducks. One question, since the way we're streaming this is outputting to 3 different sources right now.
Yeah.
Is there like a central hub for the chats?
Oh,
or
well,
are we just gonna have to go to each?
Yeah, it's pretty much
site?
Well, so for you guys tuning in and watching us, we're using restream.io, and so what we got to do is we got to make sure that
whoa. What's with you saying their name without them sponsoring us?
Oh yeah, they gotta. We'd like to sponsor, set something up. So tag us sometime. We'd love to get something going. But yeah, I guess what we got to do is we got to make sure that we're available. You know, we got to make sure that we check the chat on every single thing. So that's
yep.
That's
okay,
how I understand it.
All right, I guess I'll just open it up in all 3 different tabs myself.
Yeah, I got my three tabs open anyways, just making sure. Yeah, and it looks like, hey, we got Eric Newcomb who's watching all the way from Indiana.
Well,
Super
Indiana. That's far already, reaching pretty far.
Yeah, it looks like our Facebook's kind of been the Facebook usually seems to be our biggest one, but I'm not gonna say who's better and who's not. There's a purpose for all of them.
Yeah. So speaking of which websites are better and what's not, the question I want to ask you, Patrick.
Yeah, by all means.
Is why is Twitch better to stream on?
Twitch better?
Yeah, to stream on.
I think one of the big things is that you have this entire online community that is doing. They're basically dedicated towards live streaming. And, you know, when you think of YouTube, we you know, I always think of like cat videos, and I think of, you know, how you could have funny jokes and whatnot. It's kind of like it was designed specifically for the new technology that was coming out that YouTube was not really tampering with so much. So I almost look at those as 2 different things. Like if you're looking at YouTube, it's mainly for like, oh, you know, it's a 2-minute clip of something. But when you're going to a Twitch, you know, you're going to listen to the whole show. You know, if like, let's say, like right now, we could have a little snippet that goes dedicated to YouTube as opposed to the whole broadcast on there. So that's just my opinion of it. But I think it, like any other service, has kind of its it has its pros and its cons as well.
Okay.
What about you? What do you think? Are you biased towards Twitch, or are you against them, or are you for them? I mean, where do you stand on this?
Oh, why do I think Twitch is the better streaming service?
Why do you? Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Okay, I am partially joking. I don't necessarily think that Twitch is the best streaming service for every occasion, obviously.
Sure.
But then again, at the same time, Twitch was made specifically for streaming. So their streaming capabilities are off the wall, as they say.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like, when you think about like who's streaming to YouTube, I just don't think there's as many people who are streaming to YouTube as opposed to Twitch. Now, I know when I say that, I'm probably gonna make angry some people who are a part of YouTube. But you know, it's really your choice.
Why do I think Twitch is the better streaming service?
Why do you? Yeah, sure. You know, it is what it is.
Sorry, I wasn't able to hear you very well because I opened up one of our tabs, and it was overlapping.
Yes, just make sure you mute all of the other broadcasts and whatnot. It looks like we have Alan on here. It looks like Eric Newcomb is there, and I don't know who else is tuning into this, but whoever you are and wherever you are, thank you so much for tuning in. So
Alan's here.
Yeah, Alan Schwartz is on here.
Yes. Hey, Alan. I'm definitely working on the conference still.
He's working hard. He's definitely working hard.
Yeah.
All you need to tell Alan is that you're rendering something out.
That is the editor's excuse for everything.
But you know what? You know, when you think
rendering
about it,
something out.
The kind of work that you and I do. So if you guys have never seen us before and you're just kind of like wondering what's going on, look, the big thing about David and I, we work at it. We serve at a church called Impact Christian Church. Give them a shout out. Love that. Love the ministry that they're doing there. And we do a lot of different things. We have our hands in so many different things, and video editing is one of them. And that's actually one of the topics we're going to talk about is, you know, we've had so much happen with COVID-19, and you know, I remember it's like, what is it, David? We're approaching 1 year doing this. Like, that's insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is. Just give me one more second. I'm trying to
you're
organize all these doggone tabs here.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. And for those of you watching, if you're seeing me drinking this is sparkling water. Okay, when you see me drinking this, I don't want you thinking it's anything it's not supposed to be. It's water. Okay, I'm gonna make that very clear. It's very good water too. I promise.
So he says.
But yeah, I mean, when we're thinking about it, it's like we're now in 2021. We're like in the future, and I'm thinking about it. It's like we're still going through this COVID-19 thing, and it's just been absolutely insane. I mean, I just can't even believe that we are where we are right now. We're still, you know, there's still people who are locked up or locked away or whatever, but it's still going on, and I think it's just absolutely crazy about that. I mean, what has your experience been so far?
Man, I am terrible co-hosting right now. I'm still trying. Could you repeat that real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. So for those of you guys that are watching, like, I know one of the main things David and we wanted to do this was, you know, we hang out together, we do ministry together, we do life together. You know, David's a pretty good pal. He's a good friend of mine. And so one of the things is that there is so much that's going on in this time period that we're living in. I know, David, you mentioned not that long ago that we are living in history right now. It's like history is being made as we speak. Mm-hmm. And so I was just saying, you know, like, what are your thoughts on that? I'd love to hear kind of like how. Please tell me more.
Well, not to live in the past, but yes, last year was crazy with all the things going on. And, you know, to nobody's surprise, things have not died down much.
Yeah.
Some things have died down, but new issues have simply arisen in its arisen in its place. And, you know, times be crazy, and they don't stop being crazy. So, you know, whatever lesson people are meant to learn from this, I think there's still some learning to be done.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when you guys think about it, when we think of the long term of how things have been happening, you know, we had COVID-19, we had the Black Lives Matter, we had the killer wasps, we had all these things that were going on. They're still going on, and I don't even want to begin with the election. You know, we try to make this where we talk about certain things. You know, I don't want to bash somebody when I'm talking about this, but these things are real, and they're really happening, and they're affecting us, and I don't even think we're beginning to see the consequences of what has been going on. You know, it's just kind of I would say it's a weird time to put it nicely. I like how Eric, you wrote on here that the vaccines are getting scary. And that's just a piece of the craziness, the scariness almost, if you will, of what's going on. It's like, how do we respond to all of this? It's like completely unprecedented. I'm still longing. I mean, I don't know about you, David, but I'm still longing for. I don't think 2019 was that bad.
Yeah, I don't remember much past 2020, before 2020.
Sure.
It's just taken up so much of my memory power.
Oh, I absolutely.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And it's like, when we're thinking about the long term here, when we're thinking about moving forward from this, I pray and I hope that, we will be able to get fully out of this into a sense of normalcy. And I think there's good things that have happened, and there's also been a lot of bad things that have been happening. I think one of the bad things that has been happening is, you've had a lot of stores that have closed down. Just today, my wife and I, we were up in the mountains and the local bookstore was closing. And sadly enough, I automatically thought that it was because of COVID, but it was actually because they wanted to move because the guy had a business opportunity elsewhere.
Oh,
and I was
so
like, oh,
a good foreclosure.
Yes, I'm like, oh, thank God. Okay, it doesn't have to do with all the COVID closures that's been happening. I mean, it's like I got so used to that.
Yeah. Yeah, anything bad happens to a store, it's like, oh, that dang old COVID got another one.
Yeah, definitely. And I honestly cannot believe that we're almost at the end of February right now, and 2021. I've heard some people say like, oh, is this 2020 part 2? And I don't know.
the joke of 2022.
Yeah. Yes. It's like part 2 of this, and it's been absolutely insane. I mean, look, I don't know the future. I'm not all knowing and whatnot. And I hope things get better. That's the biggest thing. You got to keep going. You got to keep moving forward with this. It's just it's been nuts.
Yeah, it sure has.
And so,
honestly, I feel at this point everybody is just so drained of all the COVID, of all the happenings right now.
Yeah.
Where we're basically just lying on the floor at this point.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the good things that has been happening from COVID has been kind of, we're seeing technology that has existed that we haven't really used so much. I mean, I remember hearing about Zoom and I'm like, wait, is this like a new thing? And they've been around for a while, and now we're using it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's actually a good thing. It's nice that we have this technology that is available that we can use, and I absolutely hate not seeing people in person. I get that, but when you're doing a broadcast late at night like this, it's kind of nice to be able to do this video chat feature and recording and broadcasting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is nice.
Looks like Samantha Newcomb wrote in here, double masking and kids not going back to school. That is an unfortunate thing where you have a lot of school closures that are out there. I mean, kids should have the opportunity to learn. See, it's kind of like, it's one of those things, and this is kind of what David and I, we like to, David, you more so, hanging out with you like to give me the other side of the argument.
Oh, yeah. I try to be very balanced in my views.
So we try to do a balanced approach on this. It's like, when you're thinking about it, on one end, it's not right that kids aren't at school. They should be at school. They should be learning, and they should be doing their thing. And on the other end, it's like, well, they need to be safe. And, so it's like finding the right avenue at that's incredibly difficult. Do you have any thoughts on that, DJ or David?
It's fine. You can call me whatever.
Okay.
Mr. Whatever, that is.
Mr. Whatever.
So, first of all, this is, I don't know if it was just me living under a rock, but this, like, until very recently, it wasn't until very recently that I even heard the term double masking.
Right.
I didn't quite understand what like what it was about. Even now, I'm a little unsure, like what the purpose of it is. I guess it's like regular masks aren't enough now, or because I know they produce like the higher quality masks, but they take them out of circulation for healthcare workers, people that
Right.
need them. But from what I last heard, they didn't actually. There's actually not a shortage of them for the healthcare workers, but they're still not releasing them to the public. I don't remember the name of what that specific type of mask is, but I guess that's the mask they recommend you use if you don't want a double mask.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, this is one of those things I don't really have an opinion on. And I don't mean to be, some ignorant fool, and I am. I admit that. But the thing is, it's like I don't know if you should double mask or whatnot, because it's like, at what point, wearing a mask is obviously to make sure that you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, well, couldn't you make like thicker masks or something? I mean, maybe that's not how it's supposed to work, but I would think that you would have the masks that people are wearing should be thick enough to where you don't have to double mask.
Right.
But
we're getting some comments on our Facebook.
oh wow. Okay, we need to start reading through this. So Eric, you wrote on here. I'll take one and then you take another one. So Eric, you wrote, there is so much information being conveyed about almost an overload of sorts. Yes. And that is why we need to always limit the amount of time that we're on social media.
Yeah, or news sites maybe. Like, I mean, honestly, yeah.
I mean, look, when you really think about it, I know there's been this whole controversy about censorship and all this stuff that's been going on, but even if that's true, which I believe in a way it is true, you still have this constant feeding of information, of content and data that's out there. I mean, if you look even 10, 20 years ago, you would just open the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times or the LA Times or whatever, and you'd get your information, and then you may have the 5 o'clock news. And that's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, unfortunately, I mean, I don't know about you guys who are watching, you guys who are listening. It almost seems like we've had so much information going our way. It's like you don't know what to believe anymore. And I know personally I felt that way. I mean, David, do you feel that way sometimes?
Sorry, say the last part again.
Do you feel like with such this bombardment of information that's been going, this overload, that it's like you don't know what to believe?
Yeah, definitely. I think people realize that too, like sites like Facebook and all that, because they take that opportunity to really crack down on fact checking. Fact checking is a very big thing now, and whether you believe fact checkers or whether you think they're manipulating, either way, fact checking is a very big thing nowadays that definitely wasn't in the past, because people quickly caught on that anybody could say anything online and have little proof to back it up or discredit it.
Right.
So we're in a time where we can't even trust fact checkers necessarily.
Yeah. Well, you have to.
What do you do when you can't trust the trusted?
Right. What is it? I think it's the Babylon Bee, where it says fake news you can trust. And I love that. When I'm reading that, I think I'm like, oh man, I can trust that fake news site. But all joking aside, it's when you think of fact checkers, no matter, even if you were to put laws in place saying, you have to be fair and whatnot, you're always going to have that margin of error of people who have some sort of bias. Whether that's a conservative bias or whether that's a liberal bias. That's even when you're talking about journalism. Now I know journalism is obviously, it's been changed over the years, where people are reporting their biases, but the premise behind journalism, I'm not a journalist, but at least the way I understand it, I mean, you guys want to comment and tell me I'm stupid, fine. But the way I understand it is you're supposed to make it where it's unbiased, where you're supposed to just report the facts, say this is what happened and this is what we know, and that's it.
Unbiased journalism in my world.
What is that? What is
I don't think so.
What is unbiased journalism, you guys? Oh man,
fantasy land.
But it's like, the thing is, there's always going to be that margin where you do have biases in that. I mean, you could write the most academic paper, you could do the finest journalism. There's still always that one. There's that temptation, and then second, there is that. Look, we have our own perception of how we see things. So if I'm a liberal news reporter, I'm probably going to write it in such a way where you can kind of tell that it's liberal, Or if I'm a conservative if I'm a conservative reporter, I'm always going to have that bias that goes with it. And so it's definitely a hard one. It's definitely hard to be able to find a way where you can fact check something and be fair. And I think I will say this much. It is important to be fair. It's important to do it in such a way, and how you go about with that's a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't know what the solution to that is.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very hard one. Where do we leave off on those comments?
Oh man, so
Dr. Fauci thing, one prayer, one cloth.
Yeah, well, why don't you take that one?
Well, I don't get it. One prayer, one cloth. Is that like one of those traumatic event things?
No. I think
for one
about,
prayer.
No, I think he's talking about Dr. Fauci. So it looks like he's just saying that Dr. Fauci is saying that there's one paper, one cloth. That
paper.
Maybe that's the recommended thing to do. So that's good.
Let's but clearly that's not the recommended thing, though. If they're asking people to double mask now.
Well, I mean, I say this with all due respect to doctors, but I always find it so interesting when you go to a doctor and they say you have this, and then you go to another doctor and they say you have that, and well, which one's right? So human error. I mean,
yeah.
Someone's wrong, Either Dr. Fauci's wrong, or this double masking thing. There's something weird, We gotta get to the bottom of this kind of thing. And so it looks like, Samantha, you write on here, what's scary is I've been watching a lot of TV shows and comedy, and they could be old shows, and they will say or do things that are happening now. I just watched an episode of Big Bang, and they said we should have a Zoom chat. That was in the 3rd season.
Has Zoom been around that long?
That's a good question. We should totally look that up. Well,
unfortunately, we can't, because
we can't do that.
It's not ready yet, but I can look it up.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and do that? I'll go ahead and respond to Samantha on here. Yeah, it is scary. I mean, my favorite comedian is George Carlin, and I love how he talks about things. What is it? 10, 15 years ago, he talks about things that people are facing now. I'm like, whoa, dude, this dude was onto something. And there's a lot of shows, there's a lot of books that are like that, and I think that they might have seen something that we didn't. They might have used the gift of observation to be able to say, hey, this is the trajectory they're going in, and I don't think people are aware, and often at times we aren't aware of. It's like when you're in that situation, you don't really know what's going on. I mean, and I think that definitely happens on there. So you got the Zoom thing on here?
Yeah, I see that Zoom was founded in 2011, so it's been around for a good long while.
10 years.
Yeah.
10 years Zoom has been around.
That's at least 9 years that they've been trudging along, waiting for their moment. Yeah. And then their moment came, not in a beautiful gift of light, but in a devastating pandemic. Now that's a coming to life story.
Yeah, seriously. So it looks like on here, Eric, you wrote that the president is sending out free masks to the hardest hit areas. Well, okay. I guess I don't have a comment on that, but
I mean, that's.
I guess
he kind of should, right?
we should have masks that are available. Now we should obviously. I will chime this in. If since we're all trying to be safe, everybody should have a mask. Don't hog all the masks, you guys. Don't quadruple them. That's a little bit much.
Can you legitimately even breathe in a quadruple mask?
Well, I mean, there does come a point where you just can't even breathe at all, and the government will tell you to put 10 layers of masks and then you'll die. I'm sorry, that was too dramatic of me.
A little dramatic.
Yeah, that's okay. You guys, look, for those of you guys watching, I have dry humor, so it's awfully dry, like my mouth is right now. So why don't you take the next one or two?
Oh yeah. Let's see. Hold on, this song's a little loud. Tried to wear double masks, couldn't breathe. Yeah, I guess if there's people who can't breathe in single masks, I'd imagine double masking would make it even harder. So that's why they need to update the whole guidelines for those special masks that they're just holding out on, that are just kind of sitting on, and let people actually have access to those now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I've never double masked, and I don't plan on it.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it on that. So, I mean, if you can't breathe at 2 masks, I can imagine if people are saying you need to do 3 or 4, you probably will die from suffocation, and I don't recommend it. So
let's see.
Samantha here, you write amen. Eric, you also write fact checking done by other countries. So that's an interesting one. I would hope a country.
Okay, we're getting a bit political here now.
Oh yeah. Well, I think the heart behind it is finding somebody that's unbiased. I would think a suitable country would be Switzerland. They seem to be neutral at everything.
Switzerland?
Switzerland,
yeah,
should be the fact-checking country, and they should be completely, unbiased, and we should just have some sort of program that fact checks.
The only thing is nobody. The only thing is nobody can know that Switzerland is the fact-checking company, because then they'll just buy him out. Like, hey. Yeah. I'm good, right? Slip him a Benjamin.
There you go. And so on there, it's my goodness. Now, one thing Samantha writes on here, and I really like how she writes this, is that young kids can't think for themselves anymore. Schools tell them the way that it goes. That's always an interesting topic to talk about. But,
yeah.
When you go to school, you're getting indoctrinated one way or another, right? And so let's kind of unpack that a little bit. I mean, how do you feel about that? Do you feel that kids are teaching, or the kids are being taught how to think anymore?
What, kids are being taught how to think?
Yeah, are they being taught to think?
Well, everyone's taught to think when they grow up, but yeah, absolutely. Schools essentially define how a kid's viewpoint is going to be. It's like people say, the winners write history. So, history could be a perspective. Most of life is perspective based. So, if the kids of America are taught things in the view of Americans, if kids in a district of left-wing radicals or right-wing radicals, that's kind of hard to say, are owned by such radical, are owned by such groups, then yeah, they're going to be taught in a curriculum that was essentially made by people of that group.
Yeah, and I think I know I'm probably going to go under fire if I say this, but it's like every type of education is some sort of indoctrination. If you look at the old alphabet books, A is for the Amazon, the big jungle, while that's teaching you a certain perspective of things.
Yeah.
Now it would be A is for Amazon, the company that rules the world.
A is for Amazon Prime.
B is there you go. But I think that even though you are taught a certain way of thinking, a certain framework for how to do life, I would say it is important to teach kids how to think. There's a lot of children, they're taught, you need to follow this certain way of doing life, and you need to do that. There comes a point where you have to think for yourself. You need to take that ownership of your life, and I would say that is becoming lost. I would definitely think that, because look, what are they teaching you in school? I mean, they're teaching you to pass your state exams, right? They're teaching you, so that you can get the grades, so that you can go on your way. I don't know if it's, I feel terrible saying this, I don't know if it's their job to teach you how to think. They're just basically getting you through the curriculum, and then you move on. And I know that's it's a very, it like pains me to say that, but I almost feel like that's kind of the purpose of it, is to fulfill the state exams and get you on your way to get your diploma, get you on your way into college, and that's it. It's now, I don't know if it should, I don't think it should be that way, but it seems like that's how it is.
I mean, that is how it's happening. Schools are, for the most part, just getting kids ready to pass tests. But pass tests, raise the school standard and look better than other schools, so they can get more of that funding. But a lot of parents do see school as more of a parental role. That's not what schools are about. Maybe at some point schools were made to get kids ready for real life, but not so much anymore. I remember when I was in high school. Oh, sorry.
You go ahead.
I was gonna say, I remember when I was in high school, I had was it a history teacher? Yeah, it was a history teacher that was extremely right-wing, and he, especially in terms of the economy, biggest capitalism fan in America. He was more of a fan of all capitalistic tendencies than millionaires themselves today. And it was always very interesting listening to him. It was entertaining listening to him because of how passionate he would be. And it makes me think, he was shaping our minds at that point. Whether his views are right or wrong, he was shaping our minds at that point. And it kind of makes me it makes you think how many teachers are doing that nowadays, with whatever view they want it to be, with pro-socialisms or other political things.
Right.
And, they're just doing it.
Yeah, it's definitely a harder one, because, you're going to have people you're going to have parents that are going to want their kids to be taught liberal ideas. And then you're also going to have conservative parents who want teachers to teach them conservative ideas. But I think something that you're touching up on is that it is important that parents have conversations with their kids. And I think one of the hard things for a lot of people is it's like we're supposed to trust in our education system. If all they're teaching them is how to, that they need to pass exams, that's kind of sad. There's so many things that kids should learn. Let me ask you, David, were you taught how to write a check?
Nope.
Balance a bank statement? I know. Nope. I wasn't.
Nope.
Look, I'm not even a teenager nowadays. I can't even imagine what they are being taught, and you also have to think, something that just came to mind is I think part of the reason that a lot of kids are being indoctrinated to think a certain way is because that kind of goes up the political spectrum. The laws that are being passed, it's saying schools must teach this and schools must teach that. I would actually think that there are probably a number of teachers that don't want to teach certain things, but they have to because of the laws that are there.
Yeah.
And it's just like following any sort of law. I mean, look, there's people out there that they don't like wearing a seatbelt, but law says you have to, and if you don't, then you get punished for that. And so I think that's we are touching on a subject that's unfortunately it's a very complex one. You know, I definitely will say, you guys, for those guys who are watching, look, I'm all for kids being taught how to think, okay? But I think the question that we all have to think about is who does that? You know, is it the school's responsibility? Is it the parents' responsibility? And you know, that's a harder one to answer. I mean, look, I'm a parent right now, and I'm thinking about this. I'm like, well, I would love for teachers to teach a good way of living, but it's almost like, well, their hands are tied. They're going to teach whatever the law says that has to be taught, you know, and sad.
Yeah. Who's going to be doing the teaching?
Absolutely. So it looks like here, so we have a few comments. I'm just going to read some of these comments here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Eric, you wrote, Frank Zappa said things like Carlin also. Yeah, I mean, again, you know, that's the big thing, is that there are some people placed on this earth who are given insight of the future, you know, and it's like, wow, okay, that's really weird. and my favorite thing, Eric, is when you hear them, they're making a joke about something, or they're saying something's coming, and people don't believe them at the time. They'll be like, oh, that'll never happen. You know, well, you know, let's just say Russia will never fall. Let's say back in the day when in Soviet Russia, you have a Russian comedian standing up. Oh, you know, Soviet Russia would fall one day. The Great Wall, the Russian Empire will fall, and people are laughing because they think it's funny. But that will never happen. Of course not. Well, it could be, you know, on a very spiritual note, that God revealed unto them something that's going to happen that people aren't going to believe you for. And unfortunately, there are situations in life like that where you're given a piece of wisdom, or you're given some sort of insight, and people don't believe you. I mean, look, Jesus Christ was that way, you know, to say he's the Messiah. I was controversial. People didn't like that, you know? And so any thoughts on that?
No, I think you pretty much, pretty much hit the hammer on the head, hit the nail on the head.
Well, why don't you get these next two ones by Samantha on here?
Yeah. I'm lost. Oh, okay.
The wow.
Yeah. Just heard at work by customers that TP Run is coming back, so stock up. I hope not. Why?
I don't know either.
Why? But why though? If there's one lesson I think anybody learned from the initial toilet paper fiasco, it's that, hey, maybe we shouldn't panic and be moderate.
You would think that,
right? Like,
oh.
I don't get. David, I don't know why. I don't know why that would happen. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I would not be surprised. So the question is, Patrick, is this going to affect you to become part of the problem and stock up?
Well,
just
if
in
I
case.
may, I've already stocked up on toilet paper. I'll just say that much. But that's because we go to Costco and we buy like one or two of those things and we're good to go.
Okay, so the question is it going to affect me then?
Well, David, if you need a roll of toilet paper, you just give me a call. I will drive over to your house and I will give you some toilet paper. Okay.
Oh, heck yeah, dude! All right, I'm good then.
Oh man!
Could you do it one roll at a time, please?
Samantha, well, don't be wasteful, but
one roll at a time, please.
Look,
I gotta keep it sanitary.
Right. So, real quick, if you guys are just tuning in or you've been watching for a while, do us a favor and share this live stream. Share it on your profile or share it with your friends. You know, we just want to get the word out there. We're trying to do this, you know, at least once a week here, where we're just having some, just some real talks. You know?
Yeah, I mean, we're just conversing, hanging.
It was something David and I were really talking about. It's like some people, they have a structured way of doing things, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, I just think that Dave and I, I don't know what it is about you, man. You just enable me to talk more, and I feel like I enable you to talk more about like this heavy stuff like toilet paper, man.
Dude, heavy. Ooh, toilet paper. Don't even get me started on that. Yeah. Oh no.
What just happened?
I almost dropped a box.
Okay, that's all right. Let me just say this much. Look, and I say this jokingly, you know, in times of crisis, you need to save your butt, because this is a family-friendly show, and I'm not going to say the other word. Your behind.
Save your buttocks?
Yeah.
Your derriere?
Look, the thing is, there are other ways to save your skin. You know, I mean, I'm surprised there's other things they didn't go after, like laundry detergent. You know, like they could have gone over so many things. And I see that Samantha and Eric like to point out the speck in my eye, because when if you scroll all the way to the bottom of the comments, David, what did I go after in times of crisis? Yeah, everybody knows it, and I will openly admit it on here.
Your patented heavy cream.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so when confession time, when COVID was happening, you know, I've done the keto diet. I'm not as strict as I was, and I probably should be more strict on it. But the thing is, heavy cream is my go-to. I put that in my coffee, and I went over to the local grocery store. I went over to Stater Brothers. They didn't have any heavy cream. I went over to Target, and they didn't have heavy cream. I went over to Smart and Final. They didn't have heavy cream. So I go to, I want to say it was Big Lots. I think it was Big Lots. And I bought every single heavy cream there.
Wow.
And there were these little bottles. So like I have a little cup of coffee right here. It's like maybe half that size, right? And I bought all of the heavy cream.
How many bottles, Patrick?
Oh, and Eric was with me. He helped me get it. Yes.
How many bottles?
It was food for less. I think.
Give me an estimate.
I think it was 16 of them. 16
bottles.
I want to say it was about 16 bottles that was taken. Now, looking back at it, I know I was a little obsessive, and quite honestly, I probably will do it again.
Wow.
So, you know. But,
so basically, I mean, you just answered her question about the toilet paper fiasco. Yes, it is returning because of people like Patrick.
But look. Okay, I just put my foot in my mouth, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. That's all I'm gonna say at this point. Okay, look, yes, they did not. That is a weird thing about Food for Less. They don't give you a bag.
They don't?
Yeah, they didn't give you a bag.
Well, I guess I hadn't been there since pre-COVID. They used to, though.
Yeah, because Food for Less it's so cheap. We don't even give you bags. You got to carry it all out yourself. Oh man. That was terrible.
How did you carry 16 bottles by yourself?
One bottle at a time. Okay.
They clearly didn't think that through.
Yeah.
Hey, boss, or hey, associates, let's get rid of all the bags. How are people gonna carry things though?
Their bare hands.
Yeah. They got two arms.
Okay. For all y'all listening, I think it's appropriate for every grocery store to have bags. Let me just put that out there, okay?
At least emergency bags. Come on.
I think this idea, look, I know you want to save the planet. Look, I get that. I'm all for that. We got to be good stewards of this planet, just like we got to be good stewards of ourselves. At the same time, if somebody is buying all the toilet paper or somebody is buying all the heavy cream, give them a bag, please.
You sounded like one of those like one of those humanitarian efforts.
Yeah, I don't.
Please, grocery stores. Many people don't have a way to carry their groceries, so please, for just a few $100,000 more to your company, give a bag.
I think that my audiobook voice has kind of gotten through my head. And some of you guys know I do audiobooks. And what's really hard is when you do audiobooks, sometimes you can't turn it off. So you start talking in a certain way. You'll notice that the way that you talk with certain people, it changes. That's how I talk when I'm doing audiobooks.
Yep.
David, you've listened to the way that I talk.
I've heard your voice change over your audio book progression.
Oh, so
between all the different between all the upgrades, all the different mics, and all the different testings. Like I've seen your progression, yes. And it's been it's been something.
Wow. Well, thank you very much.
Hey Patrick, how's the space book coming along?
The space book? Oh, I messaged the guy. I sent him like 4 or 5 emails. I have not heard back from him, and I am worried. I don't know what happened to him.
Oh no.
I told him I'm ready to go, and nothing. Like.
Oh no! Is it still up? Patrick got a great deal on an amazing fantasy space novel.
Yes, it's a teenage book, you guys, but I can't give you the name right now because I don't know if it's happening yet, but I hope it does. I can give you kind of an idea of the book though. Just think teenage, like young and hip, rock star people. They're going in a spaceship to different planets. They're going to save the galaxy. Like, oh, that's amazing. And that's probably the voice I would use, just to give you a snippet.
Yeah, that's fitting. That was very fitting. I was getting into it just with your little description.
Oh yeah, dude. I think what I'm gonna have to do, I have to start advertising a lot more of the books that I'm doing. Maybe not the crochet book. Maybe
some of the book. No offense, Patrick, but some of the books you narrate are dreadfully boring. Like the bread book, the coding book, and your recent crocheting. This contract that you signed with this man who specifies in writing the most boring books in the world so that there's no other boring books for anybody else to write has definitely got you right in the middle.
Well, I mean, it's fine. I mean, I think I've learned with this sci-fi space book that I need to branch out a little bit. You know, when I first started, I wanted to do like self-help and spiritual books, and I'm kind of learning as I'm going what I like to do and what I don't like to do. And I'm sorry, but doing almost 20 hours of bread recipes, I don't mind doing it for this one client, but I don't think I want to be known as the bread guy, you know? Like I
Yeah.
I mean, the irony is that I'm on the ketogenic diet, but yet I'm narrating bread books. How do you explain that? Yeah.
Money can make people do a lot of things.
Yes, and Samantha brings that up very well. It brings in the money. It helps, you know. I mean, I'm very I love my client that I have, you know. I mean, we have a history, and it's nice that I have consistent work. That's the really big thing. But I think with the recent events, it's nice to see that maybe I will do teenage, young adult kind of things. Maybe I could do that, you know.
Speaking of which, if hypothetically there were some people who wanted to get into voice narrating, how available is your brand new amazing sound booth?
Oh my goodness. Just give me a call and we'll set something up, because yes, if you guys follow me or whatever, you stalkers, I have a sound booth here.
Yo, can you give us a tour?
Oh sure, I can give you a tour. So if you look up here, you can see I put these little Edison lights up here. There's this light that's in the middle.
Broke.
It doesn't work because I don't have the right switch for it. My dad replaced the switch, but it's one of those two switch. Two switch. But it's supposed to be a 3-1. It's supposed to have 3 switches, which turns on the air and the light. So you have that there, and then in here, there's my microphone. There's my computer. If you look out here, here's my kind of my window that I got. Then you got these little presets here, and here you have the big door.
The big door.
Super big door. It's like a refrigerator, man.
Yeah.
You know? Like this is like, that was the heaviest thing, setting it up. You got another wall and another wall. But I think the really cool thing about it is I praise God, man, I got a good deal on this thing. And I'm like, oh man, getting that thing over here and getting that thing set up. David, you and 180 Youth, if you guys are watching this, thank you so much for helping out with that. So to answer your question, I mean, if you want to record in the studio, then by all means, you are more than welcome to, you know.
Excellent.
I know Pastor Dane Davis wants to record his audiobook in here.
That's right. You told me about that. He's in the works for another book.
Yeah, so I guess we can advertise that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Whoa. I don't know if he wants it advertised now.
Oh, okay.
I probably shouldn't have even leaked it then. Leak alert.
WikiLeaks. Nope. We'll just say this much: there's a pastor we know writing a book. That's
yeah. There's a pastor that we know writing a book.
And we know a lot of pastors, don't we? We know quite a few pastors.
Yeah, I know at least one.
You know, I think I consider Alan a pastor. You know, technically I view him as one, but he technically doesn't have that title.
He doesn't have the title, but yeah, he is very befitting.
He certainly is befitting. All right, so let's move on. We got another comment on here. They're not willing to go to parents and have conversations about what they thought and hear the parents' perspective, then for them to decide on their own. Ooh, going back to this. Well, let me say this much. I would think that this almost sounds, I don't mean for it to be mean. And Samantha, I don't mean for this to be mean. It's almost like you as a parent, you go to the teacher and then you say, well, I don't teach that this is what you should be teaching, you know? And the teacher, following the law, it's like, well, this is what we teach. It's dumb, you know, because it's really, I don't care what you think. This is what the government says we need to, you know? And I'm not saying it should be that way. That's a whole different discussion, but that's kind of like, that's what's happening, you know? Mm-hmm. It's kind of, now I do agree with you on this. I do believe that school districts should be very transparent on what they're teaching, you know?
Yeah.
This idea of hiding it, I don't like liars. You know, I don't like when people aren't transparent. They should be upfront with it, you know? And as a parent, you know, it's kind of like, David, for you, say, I was gonna ask you something. I lost my train of thought. It's kind of like with oh, here's a good one. It's like with sex education. It used to be you could opt out of that, and the parents would discuss that with you.
Mhm.
Those sensitive topics, absolutely, that should be up to the parents, you know. And I think school districts should certainly be transparent on what they're teaching. Now, if it's a question of should the school districts teach it, well, unfortunately, that's kind of what the law has to say. I'm not a lawyer. I'm sorry. I'm not a lawyer. But I would think that because the law says that, they have to teach that. But I would think also, on another note, it should be, you and your kids should be like this, man. They should be like this, you know, not you and the teacher, man. I'm sorry, but like, I maybe like one or two teachers was I really, really close with. You know, those kids should look up to you, and you should have the final authority and the final say. That's just my 2 cents on it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that is how it should go. As for sex education being mandatory, I'm not sure about that, because my high school did not have that.
Yeah, it's certainly like, I guess it's the sensitive topics, you know, where I certainly think, look, would I feel comfortable with high school or whatever just saying something without me knowing about it? No, I don't agree with that. Do I think that they should tell me, hey, we're going, it's kind of like, think logically here. Would you feel comfortable having your babysitter teach them something, you know, without your consent or without your knowing, you know? Well,
right.
No. And so it's, I know it's a hard one, because I feel like I have a very biased opinion on this, because you got to look from the perspective of the teachers are teaching from their curriculum that they have to teach, you know?
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's like, from the parents' perspective, it's like, well, now wait a minute, I don't agree with what you're teaching. It's so hard. It's a very hard thing to think about, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is.
So
the downsides of being a human being.
Yeah, I think honestly, guys, I know we've been talking about the education system, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know the right answer for that. For me, I divert to, honestly, it's between you and the kid. You need to have a good relationship where what they teach, if it goes against what you teach, you need to be on such good rapport with your kid that it doesn't matter what they teach.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm not saying you beat them to death, because no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you and your kid better be, you know, better be cool with each other. And I know they're going to rebel. I understand that. I'm just saying, like, I would think that because you are the parents and because you spend more time with them, you should have more of the say. Logically speaking, I know that's not always the case. All right, you want to take that next comment, David?
We have more comments?
Heck yes, we do.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook is the primary commenting one.
Right. We don't even have any viewers on the other ones.
Yeah. It's Isaac, dude. Oh, dude, Isaac. Righteous. All right.
What up, Isaac?
All right, so it looks like the one from vocational stuff, David.
Can you read it to me?
Oh, you don't have it? Well,
No.
So Eric Newcomb writes, we need more vocational programs. What are your thoughts on vocational programs?
More. That's a good question. Isaac, I don't know who Joe is. Who's Joe? So vocational, you know what? I think it's a very necessary thing that we need to do. Like, it basically is the missing link for schools and parents.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like if, I mean, I guess maybe not at a high school level because most high schoolers don't know what they want to do for the rest of their lives and shouldn't be expected to either at such a young age.
Yeah, well,
but you know, there are vocational schools, dedicated schools, if you want to be like an engineer. Isaac.
Isaac be spamming us right now.
I don't know who Joe is. I'm sorry. Who's Joe?
Isaac be spamming us. Well, I really like what you got to say about this, man. You know, what's really sad is like vocational programs are so neglected. You know,
Yeah, they are.
I mean, so why do you? So you think that vocational programs shouldn't be available for high schoolers?
I mean, they can be available, but that's kind of a hard one. They should definitely be available, but you gotta like know where the budget's going.
Yeah, I mean, okay,
it should be like a demo, like a demo,
right,
with the positives and the negatives.
Well, I like how you bring that up, because one thing that you don't ever hear about anymore is so you have vocational schools, which is also known as trade schools, right? You have those vocational programs, trade schools. Another one that's out there is you have apprenticeships, where you have the ability to shadow somebody. And I think that's actually a really, personally, I'm actually for apprenticeships. I think that's a fantastic thing. It's like
I'm sorry, Patrick, but what would you know about apprenticeships? Come on.
What would I know?
What would you know about apprenticeships? Have you ever worked under somebody before?
I would say when I learned how to play acoustic guitar, I was technically under an apprenticeship. All technicality.
But sure, Patrick. What like some sort of rock star?
Well, no. See here. I think if I would say that if you meet a very skilled musician, I sounded like Obama right there for a second. Sorry about that. If you meet a very skilled musician, I think you should set up some sort of apprenticeship. You know, I don't know what you're talking about. It's not like I was taught by some famous guy that, you know, got picked up by Bon Jovi. I don't know what you're talking about. I absolutely no idea.
A likely story.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so
wow.
what else?
So
what else we got here?
Yeah, sorry, we had one of those awkward silences right there. Let me just add a couple things here.
Yeah, add away.
This has been interesting. We've been talking about vocational programs and apprentices.
We've been talking about a lot of boring grown-up stuff.
Yeah, we've been talking about the education system, you guys. That's pretty boring, like a bread book or a crochet book. You know, I wouldn't know anything about that. Just like I wouldn't know anything about working under a rock star and getting trained by him. Absolutely not.
I'm starting to think you do know something about that.
No. Wrong.
Wrong.
Sorry. Look, I know a lot of people don't like Trump. I think Trump's clapbacks were amazing. His wittiness was like insane, where people were wrong. I'm like, oh, that worked really well. But I digress. I do think that, you know, there is I think it's good that there's vocational programs and apprenticeships. I think that schools should promote that. You know, because quite honestly, and I know I get under fire for saying this, I don't think everybody should go to college. I truly don't. And I think that I think students should have options. I think that students should, you know, if you may be better built to have a vocation, you may be better fit to go for an apprenticeship. I think of like the master craftsman who, you know, does woodworking, man, and they make more money than you, you know, like, because they work the pottery person who can do, or the jeweler, or the wristwatch maker, you know.
Yep.
It's insane.
Yep.
And I just think that unfortunately we promote college so much. There's so many other things out there.
Yeah, there really is.
Not that you would know anything about that, huh?
Nope, not at all. Nothing.
You wanna move on to that next comment there?
No.
Nope.
So talk about. Can you talk about football, Patrick? Would you be able to do such a thing?
I wish I could talk about Joe, and I wish I could talk about football. I
don't know who Joe is, but I would not be able to talk about football.
Yeah.
Very much. I could say pigskins.
What?
Pigskin.
Pigskin. Huh?
Yeah, a football.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Isaac's a pretty cool guy. He likes football. He likes to talk about Joe, and
yeah.
Isaac, you just be spamming us so badly right now. Anyways, let's go to this next comment here. We got the one that Samantha, you wrote in. I asked tonight, someone received a check and didn't know how to sign it.
How to sign a check?
How to sign a check?
I'm trying to think. I did learn how to write a check, but I don't know if that was in a school or even what grade.
Okay.
It wasn't in high school. I can say that for sure. So it was probably in middle school or potentially even elementary school, which is a little young to be teaching such things.
Yeah, I'd say.
Ain't no 10-year-old gonna be writing out checks.
Yeah,
So so when I came to the age where I actually did need to write checks, I obviously needed a reminder.
Yeah, definitely. Let me ask you, Isaac, I know you're watching us. Have you ever written a check before?
Yeah, that's that. Tell us if you've written checks.
Yeah, since he wrote that he likes to be active in live streams, I want to ask him.
Are you gonna emoji spam us now, Isaac? We're using Facebook. We're using Twitch, and we're on YouTube as well.
We are on multiple platforms right now.
Yeah, we are currently streaming
everywhere
on 3 different sites.
And it's
none of them is technically our main one. Although Facebook has the most viewers. Yeah, cold hard cash. Yeah, we're on Twitch right now too.
Yeah, I love that. I love his comment right now. Heck no, I don't take no checks. I mow lawns and pa. I think he means pay. They pay my hard-earned cash.
That's the word. Checks are on their way to being extinct anyway. So what does it really matter?
See, now that's a harder one to answer, because on one end you're gonna have people saying that
he wants the Twitch just so he can emoji spam us.
Oh my goodness, you really? I'm like, that's fine.
I'll do it.
That's fine. Whatever. I don't care if he. We'd be spamming him right now.
He's gonna be sending us the Pog champs.
Yeah. It it is what it is. I think the thing is, it's like you should know how to use it, even though you're probably not going. You probably are not going to use it. I think it's a good skill to know. It's not going to hurt you. But I know when I say that, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to think, I don't need to write a check. I haven't written a check. And well, look, there's always that weird situation where you need to write a check. I know when I got my first apartment, I had to do a cashier's check. I didn't know how to do that. I had to go to the bank and they took care of it. So that was a hard one.
I've never written a cashier's check. Honestly, I've never had to write a check yet. I have a checkbook, but I've never had to write one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dang, that's rough. that's rough. So Samantha, if you're
Did
still
you-
watching,
Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
Isaac, did you know that they change the poggers like every day since the original poggers got banned? So I guess the original poggers ban was kind of a nice thing, because now we get a new poggers every time.
dang dude, this is kind of cool. Now we have multiple. We're on multiple. Yeah, what is that? Is that a lizard?
It's a raptor.
It's a raptor.
Yeah,
That's
a lizard now.
That's totally weird.
I've seen other ones, but
Yeah.
the raptor is definitely the most common one.
Well, Isaac, I'm gonna tell you this much. Since you be putting all these comments, man, you better let people know about our show right now. You know, just be like, hey, check out this show. Be kind of cool. Let people know. Anyways, so we were talking about, man, we've covered a lot of ground. Been talking about double masking. We've been talking about audiobooks. We've
Talked about schools.
We talked about, so yeah, most of this stream was actually talking about the education system, which is really strange. But
that's a very entertaining stream, Patrick.
Yeah, that's a very well. Hey, you know, we're just chatting.
Hey, we're just chatting. In fact, I need to put that in our thing.
We just chatting.
Yeah. How do you edit this? There's clearly a way to edit the text.
Good,
oh yeah.
Good question. Good question.
You know, I found it. We just chatting.
There you go. There you go.
There we go.
But hey, you know, I that's kind of what you got to expect. I like interaction. I like when you see comments and whatnot. You know, you're supposed to reply to your audience and whatnot, even if it is boring topics.
Yep.
You know. So yeah, Samantha, you wrote about that. It's very unfortunate if somebody doesn't know how to do that, especially from, you know, a different generation. There's some people who just don't know how to do that. You know?
Yeah, but at the same time, things get outdated.
Yep.
You know what's one thing that's well on its way to being outdated at lightning speed? That is writing in cursive.
Writing in cursive.
Do they still teach cursive writing in school, Isaac? Because that is the biggest waste of time nowadays.
David, you need to change the letters.
What? We just... Yeah, I would hope they stop changing it. Oh, right.
Thank God you didn't put "we just hate."
Sorry. All right.
Too bad we didn't have no hats in here.
Okay.
Put on some hats.
Yeah. All right. Let's continue on now.
Wait, why did you put "we just catting"?
Well, I changed it. I fixed it.
It says "we just catting."
I don't know what you want from me, man. I don't know what you want from me. I'm just trying to have a civil discussion here. You're talking about cats and hats and all that.
I mean, I could wear a top hat and hold my cat if that's what we're going for. You know, I want to get a top hat one day.
All right.
Oh, your boy keeps telling you, you know, hey.
Fine. Okay, there.
What just happened?
Well,
You just charting?
Yeah. I can't with you. You wait. Oh, Isaac, you played that game too? Just charting? Wait, that's not it. What's the name of that freaking game? Uncharted.
Like uncharted territory?
Sure. You know, I'll do that then. We just vibing.
We just uncharted?
Yeah. Good old Nathan Drake.
We just vibing. There we go. We just vibing. Yeah, we ain't charting. I don't like the sound of that. Charting. Well,
what would a cartographer be doing then?
Um,
What does a cartographer do?
Makes
He
maps.
charts. He charts.
Okay. I'm just gonna stick with that. Okay. Whew. Isaac, you get to see us just we just vibing. This is just what it's like. This is, you know. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
What Isaac just said is
All
is
right.
what
You know what? That's your guys' problem, not mine.
I guess so. All right, let's keep going through these comments here. So John and Cindy Kendrick said it's good to hear from us all. Hey, thanks for tuning in.
Hello.
Heavy cream. Oh, yep. I love heavy cream, dude.
Patrick, you need to take into account that it's been so long since these comments are.
Yeah, whatever. We're just
they might not even be here anymore.
Yeah, we should have just answered it as it's coming in. Brings in the money. Yeah. Oh, look, Samantha said she was singing off. I would have loved to see that.
Singing off?
You know.
Singing off.
So hey, you know, that it's fine. We've gone through all our comments.
You ever been in a musical?
Have I ever been in a musical?
Yeah.
Why do you ask that question, David?
It just made me think of it when you, with your amazing note that you hit.
My amazing note. Yes,
Yeah.
I was in. I was in a musical in my senior year of high school. I was in a musical production of. It's called Into the Woods.
Into the Woods.
Yes, I played the main character, the baker.
Who played Mr. Woods?
Well, the woods was the place.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a very interesting, very fun play to do.
Okay. It sounds like a scary play.
Part 2 is. Part 1 not so much. And for the production, because they had to make it family friendly, I did part 1 of the play. So if you are watching this and you are like, oh, did you do the whole thing? The answer is no. Because the guy who was doing the senior project just wanted to just do that one part. I don't know how else to.
You kissed a tree?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's environmentally friendly.
Yeah, I suppose so.
So you were actually in the play there.
Yeah, I was the lead cast in that.
Nice.
You know.
So you're one of those theater kids. Makes sense.
No,
makes sense.
Now, just wait a minute. I mean, I do like a good musical. I've watched Rodgers and Hammerstein, Oklahoma, State Fair. I've watched those classic musicals, but I don't think I'd classify myself as a theater kid, though. I just don't. Is that how you perceive me, David? Is that how you perceive me?
But before I continue on, the fact that we both immediately insinuated that was a negative thing speaks volumes towards the term theater kid.
Yes, they're extremely eccentric, and they break out in song, and they keep doing this. No, I'm not one of those kids.
Here's a question. Oh, I don't even know if I should say it.
Oh, bruh, dude.
You know what? Nobody's watching.
Nobody's watching. No, you ain't gonna clip that, Isaac.
Oh gosh.
He's a media. Right
nobody's watching. Do you think? Oh, actually, this actually affects Isaac too. No, it's fine. Isaac's a drummer. Drummers are cool. So this doesn't.
Drummers are cool.
This doesn't apply to you, Isaac. But do you think teenagers in a worship team, hypothetically, could be classified as theater kids? Because do they not share similar characteristics? Breaking out into song.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say
being
anything.
eccentric.
I'm gonna let Isaac finish this. you see his response?
Yeah. Theater kids.
Uh-oh.
Theater kids. Theater kids. Theater kids. Theater kids. Come on, Patrick.
So what does
Theater
that make you, the tech team? Behind the scenes, never in the spotlight.
We're the nerdy kids. Nerdy kids. Nerdy kids.
All right, I see where this is going right here. So Isaac writes on here, okay, that's different. We're not in a theater. That's an interesting. That's an interesting thing to say.
Kids. Theater kids.
So basically, Isaac's been on both sides here.
Yeah, he's been all the kid archetypes.
Okay, so basically, DJ, we need to put you on the worship team.
You. I ain't no theater kid.
Wow. So, but
I'm kidding.
But like Isaac said, we are not in a theater, therefore we are not theater kids. We are church kids. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna make a T-shirt. Hey, Isaac, can you make a T-shirt design of that? I know you're really good with that kind of stuff. Maybe you can make a T-shirt. It says we are church kids.
I look like a keyboard player or bass player.
Yeah,
I have a keyboard, but I've always wanted to play the bass. Ironic, isn't it?
Really?
Bit ironic, isn't it? Bit ironic, isn't it?
I didn't know you ever wanted to play the bass. What? Tell me more about this. Why? Why do you want to play bass?
Because I like the way bass sounds.
What? Go boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
What?
Big boom, boom. That's good.
Oh.
That's good.
Hey, we got another T-shirt idea. Bass go boom, boom.
Bass go boom. Drums go bang. Guitar goes thwang.
There you go. We got some good things.
Yeah. Rather ironic, isn't it?
Yeah, quite. So Isaac, you said I knew it. I know how people look. What?
What?
What's he right here? Rather a record. What does he say?
Rather ironic, isn't it?
Oh, it's like Australia. Rather ironic, is it?
Sorry,
it's more of a.
Sorry, Isaac. We're only reading chat donations now.
Yes.
So.
If you support us, we will. Oh man.
It's whack.
Oh man. Dude, we man,
So what do you think of, Patrick? What do you think of Twitch really jumping into the streaming section where they're having super chats, they're making contracts with people to stream exclusively on their platform?
It's just, well, I mean, part of it's their business model, part of it's their fan base, that they're appealing to certain people, and they just they want to do what's best for Twitch.
Do you think they're doing a good job at it, though?
I think so. I mean, I think most streamers are on Twitch.
I mean YouTube.
What about YouTube?
YouTube doing the streaming thing now.
I think they're too late.
They're implementing a lot of things that Twitch has, like super chat and stuff.
I think they're way too late in the game. They need something. If they want to be truly competitive, they've got to find something like paying more to yeah, you heard that one. I know why you Twitchers do Twitch. I get it. Because YouTube doesn't pay enough. I understand. Okay. But if you want to compete a little more, maybe you need to pay a little bit more. That's just my opinion on that,
Well, they websites do contracts now where like Twitch or YouTube will reach out to you, say, hey, we'll pay you X amount if you stream X amount of days in a week only on our site. That's a very common thing. That's what Twitch does that too.
Unfortunately, I just think that YouTube has gotten such a bad rap over the years.
Yeah.
YouTube was great when it first came out.
Oh yeah.
If they kept the trajectory of their culture and the idea, look, if they kept running with this idea of when YouTube first came out, it was broadcast yourself, right? If they had stuck with that, Twitch wouldn't even exist. Okay, because what happened? YouTube started banning people. Like, oh man, the copyright. Like,
what Isaac just said. 10 seconds of a song.
I didn't even look at your. I didn't even look at your copyright thing. I just looked at this. We know how bad that is.
Yeah, like, you can't talk about YouTube without bringing up copyright.
Yeah, it is such a terror. I mean, Google's bad with this. Facebook's terrible with this. You know, it's this ongoing thing. Like, I understand. Look, they're passing all these laws saying you can't put copyrighted stuff. There should be another way than like banning you, you know, or deleting it and you know, demonetize. I'm like, that's a bit much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's almost as extreme. I'm going to be very political when I say this. When you have 200 cops show up at one house, that's a bit much. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I understand somebody can be armed and dangerous. I get it. You know, send the SWAT team, send 15, 20 people. But when you send the whole police department, I think that's a bit much. And it seems a bit, it's a bit extreme for YouTube to do what they do. You know, I mean, David, you know the projects that I work on.
Yep.
It's like when I was releasing that app, they didn't even give me a chance. You're banned for 30 days.
Yeah.
Not even like you. Not even you can dispute it. Not even let's talk about this. Not a slap on the wrist. You do that again, you will never publish an app again with us. Like, that's how extreme they are.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude.
And unfortunately, Twitch has actually recently gotten like that.
Yeah.
Where they've been slamming down the copyright hammer.
Yeah, which I think that's, and maybe I don't know if that's a legal thing or if they're getting pressure from the government to do that. I don't know what the issue at hand is.
They probably are getting pressure from somebody.
Yeah, it's just I wish it wasn't that way, you know. And so, you know, when we talk about YouTube, I don't mean to bash YouTube. YouTube does a lot of things really right. I think also there's things that they could go back to. I mean, if they went back to a lot of the things they used to do, I think you could have a lot of people come back to them. But the whole reason why a lot of these alternatives are popping up is because because YouTube's going on a very bad path. You know, I get it. They still dominate the market. You know, they still dominate that area.
Yeah.
Know?
But we can't find a new YouTube.
Not yet. One day.
Mm-hmm.
Twitch is doing a good job. Twitch is doing a very good job.
They're doing okay. They've been slipping lately. They've been getting their pants twisted in knots lately.
Yeah. Isaac,
I'm sorry if you love I'm sorry if you love Twitch, Isaac, but they've been getting a little YouTube-ish lately.
Yeah, and it's you know, it is unfortunate. You know, it's really sad that that's been happening. I just wish maybe they should have hey, here's a friendly warning. Let me explain to you what you need to do. Not you're banished, one strike, you're out. Like, man. And I know people are going to say, oh, it's their company. They can do what they want, blah, blah, blah. I get that, you know.
Technically, that's true, but it's not always a good thing.
Yeah.
I could break my laptop in half but that's not gonna benefit anyone.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I know this is a very touchy subject. You know, it's like the copyright thing is a huge deal. You know, I think people are taking it very extreme, but I guess that's what the lawmakers are making it. You know,
That's yeah.
whatever happened. I mean, let me ask you. Do you remember when it used to be like you would split the monetization? Do they still do that anymore? Like, I almost feel like they don't.
Oh. No. No, they don't. If you get that copyright claim, all your money's going to the owner.
Wow, because
even
I
if
remember
it's just 15 seconds in a 15-hour movie.
Do you remember a time when it wasn't that way, David?
I don't know. I don't think I do.
I want to say I think there was a time where you could split it, but maybe I'm not understanding, which I don't understand a lot. I get it.
Let's see. Reject human, turn to monkey. Reject monkey, return to fish.
Uh-oh, we're going down the evolution path, are we? Are we now?
Nah.
Yeah, but you know what? I think this has been a really good conversation about this. You know, you want to be able to, creators need to be able to create and express themselves. You know, Isaac, I like what you say. Human politics bad. You know,
Politics not make me happy.
politics not make me happy. I agree. You know, it's some things you got to speak to. Most of the things probably not. People get so caught up in pettiness, you know, where it's like, really, you're gonna fight over this? Like, oh, gosh, we can go over so many examples of that. You know,
Dude, first world problems are rampant.
yeah. Well, I mean,
When
like,
we have nothing else to focus on, we focus on the small things. And since we have nothing to compare small things to, they become
David,
big things.
have you forgotten that if the barista gets my order wrong, they need to be sued and I need to be compensated?
Yes. I would consider that a small thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say. He's just his dad's
You're gonna
garage,
call it
though.
my cage?
Wow, tearing down the veil immediately.
I just got roasted by Isaac here. Patrick do be in his cage in his dad's garage, though.
That's not. I don't think that's not Isaac.
Oh, that's not Isaac.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's somebody else roasted you this
that's
time.
somebody else just roasted me. Hey, that's all right. I get roasted all.
True Banks.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good.
It's clearly somebody who knows your secret.
Somebody who knows my secret.
Yeah.
It could be. I don't know. I don't know who that is. But welcome.
Welcome.
It's all good, man.
Patrick
It's all
fixed the
good.
Switch. Somebody who knows about your Switch. We're narrowing it down.
We're narrowing it down here. Gosh,
Yeah.
who could that be? I think
I think I
Chris.
know who it is. Oh, I was gonna say Pastor Dane.
Nah, I think of all people, I think it's Chris.
Yeah, imagine Dane on Twitch. No disrespect, but
Yeah, no disrespect here.
oh, that's a good one.
It's all good. It's all good, man.
Man, I got this weird. I must have some weird like clashing add-on on my browser.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you know how when you open a text document, you got that blinking cursor that lets you know you're ready to type. the flashing type cursor.
Uh-huh.
It happens everywhere.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so DJ, why is your mic making a noise?
Yeah. It was probably just me nervously fidgeting.
Yeah.
My back scratcher.
You have a back scratcher?
Yeah, it's extendable, retractable.
Dang. And dude, if Pastor Dane was on Twitch, that would be very interesting.
Yeah, dude. I would love to see him streaming some freaking Valheim or some Grand Theft Auto 5.
Does he even own a gaming system?
Dane probably doesn't even have a 3090. Gosh.
Man, this is a discussion we need to have with Pastor Dane. I think so.
Sure. I'll let you bring it up though.
Yep. And if I may say so myself, I like my cage.
You know, it's a very safe place for you to be in, because like if there were ever to be like a huge earthquake, you're in a box that would be horribly trapped, but you'd be safe inside.
Yeah, I guess so.
Until help comes with
I mean,
jaws of life.
Technically, someone could lock me in here, and then you wouldn't be able to hear me scream. I know that sounded a bit dark right there, but I mean, that's the downside. But there's a lot more good sides than that.
What you need to do is you need a tunnel. You need a tunnel in underneath your cage.
Dig a tunnel, whatnot.
Have like a hidden underground bunker.
Hey,
man, that'd be so cozy,
dude. That would be crazy.
That sounds really cozy. It reminds me of a picture I saw years ago of like a gravestone, like a graveyard, but underneath somebody's specific gravestone was a tunnel that just led into like a little mini, like a man cave with a fridge, a TV, game, couch, and it was very cozy looking.
Dang, man, watching all these chats is kind of insane.
Yeah, it seems like chats just kind of merge over to one site.
Yeah,
we were on Facebook.
Much.
Now Facebook's kind of dead. Now we're just on Twitch now.
Don't say that. We got one viewer right now on our.
Our what?
We got one viewer on Facebook, one viewer on YouTube, and
wait, we have one viewer on Facebook?
Heck yeah!
It still says 4 for me.
And we got 6 on Twitch. So basically,
oh yeah.
So what you're saying, David, is Twitch needs to have us have a exclusive agreement to.
It still says 4 for me.
That's what you're saying.
Yes. We need a contract. We need a contract with Twitch. I don't want to stream Minecraft. Patrick loves Minecraft though.
Oh, absolutely. You better believe it.
Yeah. Yo, Patrick, you want to play some Minecraft together?
I'd have to get it on my computer.
Yeah, let's do it. I know how much you love Minecraft.
Yeah.
Isaac will join us? Dude, Minecraft party. Let's go.
Yeah. Hey. That would be fantastic.
Let's join some servers, dude. You know Hypixel, right?
Hey. Wow. Look, man. Thank you, True Banks.
True Banks with those true words.
A young kid with adult money. Can you elaborate on that?
You look like a young kid with adult money. Yeah, you kind of look. Let me tell you something, Patrick.
Oh
when,
no!
When I was a kid, I had a. Oh man, I'm gonna date myself hard on this. But keep in mind that this was old even when I was a kid. Even I consider this old.
Okay, sure.
But I had a Nintendo Entertainment System, an NES.
I love those.
And one of the games on there was Wall Street Kid.
Wall Street Kid?
Yeah. And so that's kind of you. I'm picturing you when I read that comment. It wasn't technically, the game wasn't about a kid on Wall Street. It was about a father playing the stock market to feed for his family.
Hey.
But I obviously, as a kid, I didn't know anything about stocks because, who would make a video game based off of the stock market? That's stupid. So obviously I didn't know what I was doing. The only thing I knew what happened was I would check the newspaper, and then the next day my kid would be like, "Dad, I feel sick." And then it would be like, game over. I get it now because I didn't have medical insurance. But you can imagine how confusing that is to a kid. Right?
Yeah. I suppose so.
Hello, Skippy the Fox?
I know who that is.
Who is it?
That's Daniel.
Okay. Oh, I get it, because, Fox.
Exactly.
Okay. Who predicted Corona?
Wait. What?
Somebody predicted Corona. It wasn't the Simpsons, was it?
Man, the Simpsons predicts everything.
I'm sick of that. They don't predict everything. It's confirmation bias at its best.
So you don't believe that the Simpsons.
It's confirmation bias.
How so?
When you're looking for something, you'll find similarities in anything.
Oh, like the scripture that says "seek and you will find" kind of thing?
Yes. Yes.
Huh.
Sorry, Isaac, I don't know who Joe is. Give me an example of the Simpsons predicting something.
They predicted Trump's election.
Okay. Well, was it just was it somebody in the Simpsons? Was it a yellow man taking presidency?
What? It was specifically Trump.
Well, oh, was it?
Yes.
Okay.
There was a specific episode of The Simpsons where he I
didn't see that, but let's break that down then.
Okay, sure. Let's break that down.
Well, Trump was a very rich man, so clearly anybody in power would be a pretty interesting candidate to be put on for the presidency.
Go on.
Okay. I don't know much about Trump's attitudes before his presidency, but if they were of similar notes, then even more so, why not put him in presidency in The Simpsons? Because it'd be funny. A hot dog's not a sandwich because the buns can't be connected.
Is this one of those change my mind kind of things?
I just know what I think, and I think what I know.
Well, wait. Now you're evading the fact that The Simpsons predicted Trump's election here.
Okay. Did I not answer that already? It's just funny.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it. They look.
Well, why wasn't Schwarzenegger president then?
Because The Simpsons didn't predict it. Duh.
He was in the movie.
Was he president in the movie?
Yeah. He was elected to lead, not to read. Did you see the Simpsons movie?
Gosh, it was years ago.
Yeah. I still remember it so vividly. I don't know why. I only watched it like once.
Yes, Truebanks. Baby Aaron is asleep. I am a night owl, apparently. And that's because my son keeps me up to ungodly hours of the day, and I've gotten used to it, and so now I feel like I'm more look up the YouTube channel 2020 Vision. I'll have to check that out. Because my son keeps me up until like 3 o'clock in the morning, I've gotten used to that, so I pretty much stay up until like 1 o'clock in the morning now.
Have you gotten used to that?
I've gotten used to that. My sleep, I guess I'm confessing my sleep schedule, is I usually stay up until about 1 o'clock is when I start to get tired, and then I wake up at like 7 to 9, depending upon the night.
Yeah, that's a bit of an erratic pattern.
Yeah.
What is this channel?
What is this channel? What does that mean?
2020 Vision. It's like one of those. It's like one of those mysterious channels that tries to be all creepy and edgy.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, they've got some. Look, maybe next episode we're going to talk about conspiracy theories.
Ooh, it's going to be a good one.
Because you know what, I think what our chatters are saying is there is a lot of very interesting things that The Simpsons alone has gone over. You know, I tend to believe that a lot of the Simpsons predictions are true, and I think there's something to that. I don't know where that power comes from. You know, I don't know anything about that, but I think that it's kind of weird that they predicted so much. You know,
it is weird, but I guess the reason I'm sticking so hard against it is because I do recall reading not too long ago somebody giving a very detailed explanation, basically debunking almost every instance of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, you believe your thing, but I at least want to consider the conspiracy and think, okay, well, maybe there is something to it, maybe not. You know, I mean, I don't believe in every conspiracy. You know.
Yeah, maybe the Simpsons is just a show.
There you go.
That's some deep words.
We've got some crazy things to talk about here.
Oh yeah. Oh, we got a comment on Facebook.
Yeah, it was Marcella Montana who said, I am on Facebook.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
She's not anymore.
Yes, you were. How long ago was that? 8 minutes? Wow.
8 minutes ago. Yeah, you'd be ignoring them comments.
That's basically ages ago.
We've had nothing on YouTube, man.
Yeah, okay. I guess that basically answers that we're not YouTube streamers.
Wait.
Got it.
So Skippy the Fox, are you on Twitch like streaming us, or are you streaming your own thing? Like, that'd be kind of cool if you were doing like a React channel to us, because we just vibing.
Dude, React videos have gone out of hand now, and I'm not saying there's anything bad with that, but
oh, you're just watching? Okay, cool.
But like, you ever just hop into a streamer and they're watching a reaction video of somebody reacting to an incident? It's crazy. Things go crazy. So that's what we're gonna do.
You know, I'm kind of getting scared of these links that they're sending to me.
You know these links have previews, right?
I don't.
When you hover your mouse, okay. I can see what video it is just by hovering my mouse over it. So nice try. And at the very least, how about you link the new 4K version? Patrick, Surely you heard about this, right?
I just think either they're sending me conspiracy theories or they're rickrolling me. That's all I can think of. Okay?
Okay, well, I don't want to spoil the surprise, but this is news worth sharing.
Okay.
Rick Astley just uploaded recently a 60 FPS 4K version
No way.
of Never Gonna Give You Up.
Wow.
So now you can rickroll people in full quality, like it was meant to be.
What do you like, egg de chef from the Muppets?
Delicious Rick. Rolling like a rolling pan.
That's funny. That's funny. Dang, dude, we got a pretty decent chat on here.
Yes, yeah. On Twitch.
On Twitch and Facebook, man.
You know, the Facebook counter is not updating for me. It always just stays on the number it was on.
Hey, it happens.
So right now it says there's 2 watching.
Yeah. I don't know why Ryan said it was sad on Instagram. You said, "Oh, okay, sad," because podcasting is sad.
Wait, what? What you talking about?
I'm talking about the Instagram chat.
The Instagar?
Yeah.
Sad. Yeah. It is.
Wait.
It is kind of tragic.
Is it sad? Is it sad that I'm not playing video games, or is it sad that I'm podcasting?
I mean, it is sad that you're not playing video games.
I mean,
that much is clear.
I can play video games. I mean, I just don't play video games as much as a lot of people do. I like Grand Theft Auto. I like Call of Duty. I like Mario Kart.
Oh. That's all of them. That's all the video games.
I know there's other stuff out there.
You like Minecraft? I know that for sure.
Yeah, I like Minecraft. Yeah, that's the thing. Is it's like
Patrick, if you're not gonna come clean, I'm gonna tell him.
Maybe another time.
Okay. Well, we'll save the Minecraft discussion.
Okay, I mean, you want me to speak to it? I can speak to it.
He's not ready to come clean yet.
I understand Minecraft's a very, very popular game. I just have never understood it. And maybe it's because I haven't really delved into it and tried it, you know?
I don't think that's the exact terminology you use when you talk to me about it.
Look, on the surface, yes, it's... that's all I got to say about it. I just don't understand it. Okay, that's all.
Then we'll leave it at that then.
Well, no, I've played video games, dude. I've played all sorts of stuff. It's just, I don't know. It just seems like
you like video games, Patrick.
No, I
name every video game then.
Wow. Name every video game. Well, I know there's wait, what is this?
What?
It's odd.
What?
That's funny. I don't know every video game, dude. I know there's that game, I think it's called like One Among Us. I know about that one.
One Among Us?
Yeah, there's that one.
Or Among Us.
Among Us, yes.
Okay.
Yes, Among Us, yes.
Yes, that's pretty popular with the kids these days.
I know that's a pretty popular one.
They got the imposter game. They got the fork knife.
I guess I need to come clean. I've never really gotten into Minecraft. I know I'm a very busy guy, so I just never really have given it a chance. And I think there's been a lot of hesitation on my part because of the graphics. Now, I have heard from people say that you can do so many things. Maybe I just haven't checked it out. Maybe that's why I kind of have the opinion that I do. Because I come from the mindset that I like very good graphic games.
Graphics make a game.
Yeah, I've kind of have that belief that if you're gonna have a good game, you need to have good graphics. And then Minecraft comes out and it's like, well, the graphics aren't that good. But I've learned from people I've talked to, like, that's the point, is that that's not that it's supposed to be that way.
Yeah. You can. Why, yeah. Patrick, why not just use RTX? Bump up the HD Minecraft graphics.
I suppose.
That's some high quality blocks.
Oh, there you go.
You know what?
Yeah, well, I think Isaac, you do touch on a good thing. You know, you're supposed to enjoy the gameplay, not the graphics.
You know, to each their own, Patrick.
I can accept that.
You can be a gamer and still prioritize graphics.
Well, yeah, you have to consider the storyline. You have to consider like the actual gameplay. I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah. So, are you more into the things that have a better story or a better time playing?
It's a hard one.
Are you into a game that has a great story, or just fun?
I just like having fun when I'm playing the game. You know, it's like, oh man, this is fun.
You're gonna have to do a Minecraft stream.
I may have to do this. Yeah.
Dude, gonna install Minecraft on Java.
Is it really on Java?
Well, it's not on Java, but it's called the Java version.
Yeah, like the story-based game that I am playing is Red Dead Redemption. I really like the storyline for that.
The first or second one?
The second one.
Oh yeah.
I don't know anyone who's played the first one.
Dude, people love the first one.
Huh.
It has a great story too. I think most people agree that the first one has the better story, but they are both amazing.
Yeah, I see, because that's the game that is my go-to game when I have the time to play video games is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
I like that one. I think that was it was different, you know, because you don't see a lot of Western video games out there. You know. I see.
You're gonna have to give the fans what they want.
I think you did this on purpose, David. You know.
I don't know who originally brought up Minecraft. I feel like Isaac did that.
Yeah, I think one of y'all did it on purpose.
Because I know your secret about Minecraft.
To be fair, I've seen all the cool buildings and stuff that they can make on Minecraft. It is pretty cool. Like I've seen people build like.
Do you know they're recreating Earth in Minecraft? The entire Earth.
I know you can do that, and it seems pretty cool that you can do that. You know, that obviously would take a lot of time to do. And maybe that's my thing. Is like there was a time when I would play games for hours and hours and hours, and I just don't do that anymore. You know, so I guess I'm missing out. Yeah,
no, that's. You know, boomer age.
I've become more one of those people where I just like sitting and playing for like a few minutes and then on my way. It's like when you think of people who play the War of Warcraft, the Warcraft game.
Yeah.
Gosh, I get that name wrong. Sorry, but yeah, that is a people spend like their entire life doing it. Like, that's insane.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I used to do that when I was a teenager.
Oh, did you?
It wasn't World of Warcraft. It was a different game. But yeah, best times.
Yeah, I mean...
I look fondly.
Yeah. There you go.
They're sending you links, Patrick. Are you going to click on them?
Are you serious?
The choice is yours.
Oh my gosh.
I know what each of these links are.
No, I don't think I'm gonna fall for it. I'll look after, because we're almost done. We almost hit 2 hours.
All right,
dude.
Patrick, I'll give you a hint. Of the last 3 links that were sent, one of them is a Rickroll.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Only one of them.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I used to have a friend that would play League of Legends for like very competitively, very aggressively. If you happen to be watching this, sorry, it just makes for an interesting story. Hope you understand. But he would get so heated. Yeah, get so heated, so angry at it. I've never seen people rage at games like that who clearly weren't, pretending to be angry. And it was just so entertaining to see.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, everybody's got their games that they do, League of Legends, isn't that like the it's the same style as WoW, right?
No.
Okay.
World of Warcraft is an MMORPG. League of Legends is a MOBA.
Is it not an RPG though?
It's a MOBA.
Okay.
Technically, no. I don't think it is an RPG. It's a very competitive esports thing.
Is that the one that's on mobile, or am I thinking a different one?
League is not on mobile.
It's not on mobile, so it's strictly online.
I like it, cut G.
Isaac, what the heck is that video? Come on, man.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so strange.
Have you ever tried to measure something and your ruler is just
we need to find out how to get the reaction thing working.
You think so?
Yeah, because if people are going to be sending all these links, we might as well be Rick-rolled together.
What? What is this you sent me, Skippy the Fox? The Ruler XL? The one I click on? What is it?
Have you ever tried to measure something and your ruler is just too it can measure technology? It's super practical. You can use it for anything. It's portable.
Screen share on Zoom. We were testing that out earlier.
So it's a really good video, by the way. I'll tell you that right off the bat, because I can see that you made it. Was that for like a project?
Huh. It does look like it's for a project, doesn't it?
Yeah. I cannot use screen share on Zoom because
it'll break OBS.
Yeah, it basically messes everything up. Everything is scuffed when the moment I touch Zoom. Like I literally cannot click a single button on Zoom because it will mess up the whole freaking broadcast.
Okay, Skippy the Fox, you've got a good voice. I think you could be on a commercial.
Cat politely refuses to be petted.
Dude, that's crazy.
That is what cats do. I guess cats have like a certain threshold that they tolerate for being petted, and it's a very fine line. It's a very fine line. Once they've had enough petting, it becomes like uncomfortable to them.
Yeah. Yes.
Free OBS all the way.
We're all using OBS.
All free all the time, even if it's not free.
What? I wouldn't use OBS if it's not free. I don't even know what alternatives there are.
Well, there could use Twitch Studio if we
That's true.
if we wanted to dedicate to only doing Twitch.
We got a doggy dessert.
Do that.
Oh man, look at that.
Sponsorship. Makes sense.
All right.
Boy, that's a lot of link spam.
It is.
Yeah, OBS is a little heavy. Okay, so I think that's about ready to. Wait, why do I have to be the bad guy? You're the one who messaged me, Patrick. You do it. You do it.
I'm just saying we had a good talk, man. I think this episode was a success. Y'all roasted me.
It's a good day.
It's been
and Patrick is roasted.
Yes.
That's a funny link right there.
Yes, clearly. So, well, I think that should do it for tonight.
All right. Yep.
We had a good talk. Man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
stuff.
you everybody for tuning in to episode 1. We will do this next week.
Yeah. Later.
Peace out, everybody.
I don't know how to